Hi everybody, my name is Debbie Ray and I'm the owner of TotalGermanShepherd.com, and today I'd like to talk with you about something that could easily be the difference between your dog's life and death, and that's pretty easy to take care of, and that's making your own dog first aid kit. Now these are easy enough to make on your own. First of all, you're going to need some kind of container to include all your medicines and your supplies and drugs in, such as a tackle box or an old lunch box, or maybe even some other kind of shoebox sized plastic container. Now these should be waterproof and strong enough to easily withstand mild pressure, but they shouldn't have a clasp, or at least not a locking one. Now what you're going to do, you need to label it on all sides preferably, but with some kind of marker or something, so first of all people will know it's a first aid box or a first aid kit, and secondly you might want to write on there pet first aid kit or dog first aid kit, just so people can easily tell at a glance that it's not a human one. Now underneath the lid of this kit would be a really good place to tape an index card which contains all the numbers of your local veterinarian, poison control, and any other kind of canine emergency numbers for your dog, such as the emergency vet. It would also be a good place to really keep all your information about all the pets that you have, such as pictures and descriptions, any kind of distinguishing characteristics or health issues. And if you had a recent photo of each of your pets, a good idea would be to put all this information on the back of each of the photograph, so in the event that you're not home and there is some kind of disaster or emergency, whoever finds this kit can easily tell from the information there who is present, who's not, or if there's any kind of health issues that need to be taken care of on the spot. They'll have all that information right there to be able to handle it even though you're not there. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you should include in your dog first aid kit. Now I'm going to tell you some things to include and basically what they are for, but if I were you, I would speak with your veterinarian or your own pet health person in the area, get more information about how to use these materials, how much to administer in the event that your dog does need it, and that sort of thing. So basically I'll tell you the what and everything, but you're going to have somebody else to give you the information of the how-to. So here we go. First of all, a good thing to have would be activated charcoal. Now this is used in the event that there's some kind of poisoning. Another good thing to have would be antihistamine tablets, and these are used in case there's some kind of allergic reaction or if there's an insect sting. Another good thing is betadine. Now this is good to clean open wounds. And blankets are very good to help prevent against shock in the event there is an accident, and also they're a very good way to help transport any kind of injured pet that can't walk on its own. Now if you have blunt nose scissors, now these are always a good idea to have inside your kit. A canine rectal thermometer is also a good thing to have to be able to take the temperature of your dog. Cortisone ointments are used to help as an anti-inflammatory, and cotton balls and swabs are used mainly to clean open wounds. Now eyedropper is very good to help apply medications. Eye wash is good to irrigate the eyes of your dog. First aid cream is used to soothe and protect wounds. Gauze is very good to help wrap wounds, and gloves are a very good idea to have in there. Thin plastic ones are good to help avoid contamination, and also thicker gloves are a good idea to have in the event that you have a fear of being bitten. Now hand towels are used to dry your hands and also to clean up any kind of messes. Hydrogen peroxide has various uses, one of which is to induce vomiting. Now syrup of ipecac is another thing used to induce vomiting in animals. And a magnifying glass is a really good idea to have in there in the event that there's just a really tiny object, maybe a splinter or something, and you just can't see it with your naked eye. A magnifying glass is always a good idea to have in there just to help you see any really small tiny objects. Now muzzle is also a good idea to have. Now in the event that there is an injury, your dog might be in really extreme pain, and you never know, it may bite. It doesn't mean to, but just because it's in pain, you just never know sometimes. Also, if you don't have one, you can make one from strips of fabric, from tube socks, from clothing. If you have the gauze in your kit already, you can use gauze to make a muzzle. And other things to have in here. Nail clippers, both human and canine, are a good idea to have. Now nonstick adhesive bandages are used to help tape your bandages in place. If you have any kind of antiseptic spray, this is really good, especially the non-stinging type, to help clean wounds. And Pepto-Bismol, Maalox, and also Kaopectate are good things to keep in there to help relieve any kind of minor stomach upsets. Petroleum jelly is used especially with the rectal thermometer to help ease the use of it. Also, it can be used in constipation. And saline solution is very good to help irrigating to irrigate any kind of wounds. And stretch bandages are used primarily as wound dressings. A styptic pencil is used to stop minor bleeding, and tweezers are also used to help pull out splinters or any other kind of small foreign objects. And lastly, vegetable oil. This is a very good thing to use for mild constipation. Now, you don't necessarily have to put a big tub in there like one of these, but just a small container will last you a long time. Now, since you never know when an accident can occur, keeping one of these pet emergency kits at your home is a really good idea. You could also place a smaller kit inside your car, or at work, if you have to take your pet to work with you or whatever, out in your garage. Anyway, any place you can keep these, it's a very good idea to have them, because you just never know when something's going to come up and your dog's going to be injured. If you put the kit together yourself, you can buy all the items separately, one at a time, and just add them to your kit over time. But you can also buy these kits ready-made. So if you'd like more tips and more information about the German Shepherd dog, health information, training, more information about puppies, senior citizens, and that sort of thing, please check out my websites, www.total-german-shepherd.com, and also there's a book I've written that you can read up on if you want to get more information about it in case you're interested in purchasing it, and that's at www.total-german-shepherd.net. And I hope this information is helpful to you, and that you go ahead and start getting together your own pet first aid kit. And if you have any other information you'd like to check out, please visit my websites. I hope you've enjoyed this information, and y'all have a good day.